There are times in our lives, and I believe these happen multiple times, where we find ourselves at a crossroads, at a tipping point, at a point where life seems to be showing us to shift or move into a different direction. And you too start to feel a call to explore something else, something new, something that feels in a greater alignment with who you are. And what can be really challenging is sensing into and aligning what life is showing you and what your own intuitive sense is trying to show you. And for a certain period of time, what you're feeling inwardly and what is being shown outwardly don't always match. And what this brings us is a really deep sense of confusion and a real desire to have clarity. And yet sometimes the more we try and excavate through the process, we become even more confused around where is it that we should be going? Is it this way? Is it that way? 2 of the 5 acts of Shiva are concealment and revelation. And there's this constant oscillation between moments where what we're trying to find cannot be sought, and moments where you find yourself in absolute clarity and everything that you have looked for in answer to those questions is suddenly revealed. And you feel it almost like a dissolving into your body. Your whole body starts to recognize that what's being revealed feels right for you. And so learning to hold the space for this period of time can be really challenging. When we're called to continue to follow the path of dharma, in whatever way that looks, it's always changing. It's changing because you are. Life is. Nothing stays the same. Suffering comes when we want everything to stay the same. And when it doesn't, we try to control or manipulate or force. And we think, no, I want it this way, not that way. And then what we start to do is step out of flow. And we step out of flow, that's when we start to lose ourselves even more, because life is always guiding us. It's just trying to understand and decipher what those messages are trying to show us that's really key. So pure purpose isn't arriving at one state. It's always evolving and unfolding and shifting and changing. And when you step into a place of faith and trust, not only in life and what life is wanting to bring to you, but also learning to really trust yourself and deeply listening, having communication with those within your life that you deeply trust, that have intuition, that know you, that have an understanding around what they're feeling into, and that mirroring of that dynamic of communication starts to reveal more of what is already there. So this isn't asking multiple people, what way do you think I should go? It's about discussion and dialogue that opens up layer upon layer upon layer of what is already known within you, and it then comes to life through that outer and inner dialogue. We're always shown, but we're not shown everything all at once. One thing after the other after the other. And when you're in alignment with yourself and you stop that feeling of control and pushing and manipulation of ways that you would prefer to see everything, and you start to take a bit of a step back, surrender, allow, you'll start to find that the flow state within you matches the flow state of life. And what was once concealed starts to become revealed, and the steps that you need to take in order to move forwards to really honor that deeper call starts to become more easeful, less challenging. When fear is present, we know that we're stepping towards a period where that fear is asking for an idea of the self or life, or a belief system of the self or life that is ready to dissolve. And that as your evolution continues, you're constantly being shown every day the direction, because you're coming from a heart space of intelligence and a truth. And you're surrendering into that, even when it doesn't make sense, particularly when it doesn't make sense. And that honouring is where you then start to live from the inside out, in this constant co-creative way. And the signs become clearer, and your understanding of them starts to bring you to a space where you then know how you want to move forwards from here. Namaste.